guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me again and welcome to a new dragon video. Let's get straight into it. Let's start off here at the Cartier New York flagship store. I believe this is on 5th Avenue in Manhattan, USA. I had a really disappointing experience. My husband planned to buy me a Cartier ring. Okay, she talks about how she decides to go into the store to just check it out. 15 minutes before closing, security greeted me and escorted me to the front desk, and I was told that trying the ring on wasn't possible, but I could go upstairs and have a look at it in the showcase. And then she's like waiting around to see if anyone's gonna like help her. I made eye contact and paused, waited for a greeting. After some time, one of the associates, a man with a displeased look, told me how could he help me. I explained that I just wanted to look at the ring. He explained that the service was unavailable, they're busy, I have to go downstairs to register again. I explained that I'd already been downstairs and registration wasn't required. Another essay then asked what ring I wanted. I showed her. She then showed a showcase behind them. I went to look at it, but the ring wasn't there. I looked around the surrounding displays, couldn't find it. Leaving the room, no one even said goodbye. I understand the essays are busy with other clients, but this doesn't justify making a new client feel unwelcome. I totally understand wanting to see the item first in real life. I think for me, like with my trips that are coming up, like, you know, going to South Africa, going to Europe, going to Asia this year, all of these trips will be up this year. But I get excited looking at things online, but there's no like replacement for looking at something in real life. But again, I personally just wouldn't go, I wouldn't go to like the flagship store on 5th Avenue to go and look at something. Again, I'm pretty sure, I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure Cartier probably have a concession, you know, in New York, maybe at Bergdorf's. Again, would have to Google. The American Glamour is going to let us know. But definitely in Paris, they have concessions at Galeries Lafayette, and in London, they're at Harrods, you know. Again, me personally, I just wouldn't stress myself. But again, it's unfortunate. But they're like, girl, you're not buying anything, bye. Same store. I had a disappointing experience here. I decided to buy a Christmas gift for a friend. Upon arriving, they took my name. And then she waits 30 minutes. She has to like ask an essay to help her. The person said they'll come back in 2 minutes. Eventually another essay helped in the beginning. But then the moment he recognized some high spending clients, he abandoned us and said he would send someone else. We were left waiting until another essay helped. When the final essay was friendly and helpful, the entire process took 45 minutes just to buy a gift. I'm particularly frustrated by how we were treated by I was particularly frustrated by how we were treated once the essays recognized those big spending clients who were regulars. It was clear that we weren't given the same level of attention. I mean, again, it's business, baby. This is how business works. I struggle to feel sorry for people. Yeah, it's not pleasant, but you know, it happens. Particularly the essay. What the essay should do is, the essays can make it sound a little bit better. Like, I'm sorry, those clients, like, I actually had an appointment with them. I was just waiting for them to come. That sounds pretty dreadful as well, to be fair. Make it sound better than that. But I think essays can, say stuff that sounds a little bit more cleaned up. It's very unfortunate, but whoever pays the piper picks the tune. I don't see what's wrong with the best spenders getting the best treatment. I think it's unfortunate that the essay dumped them, but essays do this in luxury stores a lot. If you're just like buying something small, maybe spending like under 3,000 USD, 4,000 USD, or 5,000 euros, they see someone who's going to come in and spend 20 bands, they're going to leave you for that person. The next boutique is the Chanel flagship store in New York on 57th Street in Manhattan in America. I visited today to buy something and I was really disappointed by one of the essays. The overall tone felt dismissive, as if I was being told, buy it if you want, if you don't want, it's fine. Rather than generally assisted, regardless of the brand, basic courtesy and professionalism should always come first. We've talked about this many times before, but for those of you who are new to the channel or who haven't heard me say this, they are trained to make you feel bad because psychologically people want to prove that they have the money and that they deserve to be there and therefore will spend more money. So it's like a psychological mind game, and it does work because people come on here, to talk about it for sure. The next one is the Chanel flagship store in Berlin on the Kurfürstendamm in Germany. We were neither greeted nor treated with any, for Chanel, I hope I said that. We were neither greeted nor treated with any serious attention. Apparently you have to look like you're really rich to get any attention here. We felt like it was really condescending. This was a German language review translated into English. And we felt like it was a really condescending experience. We prefer to spend our money in the surrounding boutiques. They still value our custom. Yeah, I mean, this is unfortunate. I mean, Germany is the richest country in Europe. I think on the previous Berlin trip, I thought people were very well dressed. People look really put together. Me personally, from what I saw on that German trip, I remember we went to Cartier, the department store. I thought people looked really nice. So I personally wouldn't turn up there looking, a raggedy mess. Me personally, I wouldn't, just because I think everyone else looks nice. The next one is a Louis Vuitton flagship store on the Kurfürstendamm in Berlin, in Germany. We were in Berlin and it was a really bad visit. It was a really rude experience. We came to the store. The first thing we were told was, have you just come to look? And then we said, what do you mean just to look? My husband has your bags in your belt. He was also wearing Hermes shoes. And you ask us, have you just come to look? So from that impression, we had a bad experience. Then we were looking around and walking. We got the same question. Are you looking for something special? If you would just help us, it would be nice. I think some people take the essays asking you if you want to buy as like offensive. I remember many years ago in a dragging like research period while I was like researching a dragging video, I remember like reading a similar review. I forgot which brand, and the person was basically saying they didn't like being asked. Like they didn't want to be asked if they were buying something today, or are you looking for something special. They wanted to be shown things. I mean, I'm sorry, but the essay is not a mind reader, you guys. If I worked in the store, I'm not a mind reader. How am I supposed to know like what it is that you want? I'm going to ask you what you want to buy. It's a shop. It's not a museum. It's not a country club. We're not coming here to play polo and to look at horses all day. What do you want to buy? Yeah, it's completely fine. The next one is a Louis Vuitton flagship in Milan on Monte Napoleone in Italy. I'm extremely disappointed with the service. I had to find an essay to help. I wasn't even offered a drink while the staff was running around customers who were decked out in flashy gold and who may not have bought anything. I came with a clear idea of what I wanted. I purchased 2 items, but I was ignored and treated like I didn't matter. This was a very pretty woman. I have a long history with the store, both offline and online, and I've spent about 15,000 euros. And I expected professional treatment. Instead, the staff dismissed me, possibly because I wasn't flaunting brands or because I spoke Italian. Well, that's interesting. Clients should never be judged by their attire or perceived status. It's disappointing that luxury boutiques fail to treat loyal buyers with respect and attention. This review brings up something which is really interesting. Throughout the years of creating this content, there is one theme from a lot of the European stores, which is a lot of EU glamazons feel like tourists are treated better. And definitely the Italian boutiques, there have been a lot of like reviews where people will say things, for all brands, where people will say things like, Chinese and Japanese and Korean glamazons are treated better than me and I'm from the country. Obviously, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean glamazons are the best spending luxury customers in the world. I mean, the numbers don't lie. And shout out to everyone in China, Japan, South Korea, and thanks so much for supporting the channel. But those 3 countries are responsible for a lot of revenue for the girls. But European glamazons spend lots of money too. So I think in this case, they probably just knew that they knew those clients. Or again, the essays just took a chance and said, they look really, like they look flashy, they look wealthy, honey. Milan and Paris are the fashion capitals of Europe. Let's keep it Gucci, okay, with London at a close third. They probably just saw people looking flashy, honey, and they were like, they're here to drop some cash. That might feel unfair, but again, I would assume in Milan that people look really put together and look really nice. Just because you're flashy doesn't mean you look nicer than someone who's a minimalist, but you gain more attention, which is normal in a luxury shop. Yeah, 15,000 euros is good. That's a good chunk of change. It's a good chunk of change. But in a store like this, 15,000 euros, people are going to spend that like in one day, in 1 hour. Yeah, this is unfortunate. We don't know what she bought as well. Same store. I had really bad experience at this boutique. The service was really slow. The male SA was really rude, kept tapping his fingers on the glass display while we were expecting our purchases. He was really annoyed when we asked him some questions about certain items, like that were meant to be gifts for our family. If we weren't rushing elsewhere, I would have purchased my items from from another boutique, yeah, I think that they do get annoyed when you're like inspecting the item. I think it's, something which I think can solve this issue. I think if it was me, and for my European trips, I'm going to do this too. I think after picking something out, be like, oh, make sure you put a really nice brand new one for me that's never been touched. Again, make it sound a little bit better than that. You can be a little bit playful, to let them know that you don't want to like necessarily have to inspect the item right now, but please just, put one in for me that's brand new, honey. I like my things box fresh. Again, make it sound better than that. Same store, final review. Went to the store to look for the new collection. Was served by a male SA. He told me to wait as he needs to get the stock. 30 minutes later, I was still waiting. It turned out he was serving another customer upstairs. Perhaps he thought I wasn't going to buy, or my intended purchase was too small. Being a regular LV client, this is the worst customer service I experienced. I have to say, I would imagine that this Louis Vuitton Milan Monte Napoleone location must be incredibly competitive, like to stand out. I think Louis Vuitton CAs are very transactional. I think they look at how much you spend. I don't think Louis Vuitton CAs, in my experience now, and I know there can be Pegasus Unicorn saying, I never buy anything and mine is my best friend. I think Louis Vuitton CAs, in my experience, are super transactional. They're very focused on selling you as much as they can in the shortest period of time possible, and they will push as much on you as they can. So in this one here, he ended up, serving another client. Yeah, that's super disrespectful and rude, but that's not a surprise. LVCAs have been accused of doing this a lot. I've seen it on social media. Like, you go into a store, you're asking someone to help you, and the next thing you know, the SA is helping someone else. That is very unfortunate, as well. It's really, really not nice, because yeah, it makes the person feel like what they're buying is too small, and it might give the person pause to go in next time. So, but I'm not surprised, because I have found that Louis Vuitton CAs, in my experience, tend to be very transactional, and they just look at how much money you have spent. I think in a situation like that, where the CA is super transactional, I think it's fine for you to also to be very transactional. Be like, hey, I spent a ton of money. Don't forget, for me, for the cruise fashion show or whatever. Like, again, clean it up and make it sound a bit better than that, to be honest. But something like that, I think, is fine, because I think when the relationship is transactional, it's just based on how much money you spend. I think we as customers should also gain some benefits here. Like, I saw someone discussing this on social media that last year, Louis Vuitton had sent some really cool looking gifts for the top spenders for Christmas, and top spenders get presents for Christmas and get presents throughout the year. And I saw some people discussing this on social media, like, how much money do you need to spend? And then someone else was like, oh, it's a relationship. I mean, give me a break. It is not a relationship. And guys, we're not talking about like a bag charm. We're talking about like the really big, expensive gifts that Louis Vuitton is giving the top VIP clients, like, really, really outrageously extravagant presents. We're not talking about, because I don't want someone to come on here and say, my essay, give me a bag charm. Ooh. That's really cool, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about like the double VIP presents. And, someone was like, oh, it's just a relationship. We're really close. No, you're not. You spend a ton of money. You spend outrageous sums of money. If you're the kind of person who cares about presents from SAs, if you buy Louis Vuitton's watches, you're going to get gifts. If you buy exotics, they're going to send you presents. If you buy Louis Vuitton's troll egg chairs that we all hate, that we're all supposed to hate by the Campana brothers, if you buy the troll egg chairs, they're going to send you presents. If you buy the really, 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 like, super expensive trunks, even the Lozine, they're going to send you gifts, because those are the things that Louis Vuitton wants to prioritize. They want to prioritize those really hard to shift pieces. Definitely like the exotics, definitely the high jewelry. If you buy those things, they're going to send you presents. So I saw some people just like debating like, how much you need to spend, but also some people were saying like they spent a lot of money this year, but they didn't get a present. Now, I remember seeing someone, I think they were in the US, they said they spent like 35,000 USD, but they didn't get like a Christmas present. I just don't know if that's enough in America to receive one of those really extravagant Christmas gifts that everyone was like unboxing in December. It just, again, I'm not talking about a small present. It's probably enough for a small present, but maybe not those big extravagant presents, just because there's so many people who can spend that money. So you let me know. I mean, do you care about receiving like the VIP treatment? I mean, I think I'm going to need the red carpet rolled out for me if I'm spending, if I'm spending more than 20 bands in an appointment. Yes, I'm going to need you to offer me champagne Yes, before I ask you for it. I'm no longer nursing, so I'm going to have a champagne meter on my trips when I go to South Africa, Europe, and Asia this year. And I'm going to see how many brands offer me champagne, okay? Because I'm no longer nursing, so I'm ready to drink. Tell me what you think about all the dragging stories. Guys, it's so quiet right now on YouTube. Like, no one is watching videos right now. I think this is like the worst watched. This period right now is like the worst viewed videos. I think since I've started posting in 2019. 2019 is when I started taking this seriously. I think this is like the worst it's ever been. Like, no one is watching. So if you're watching, drop a comment below and react to the video. Maybe don't react to the fact that I've said that no one's watching. React to the video and tell me what you think about the dragon story. So what you think about people complaining that they didn't get a VIP gift, but they didn't spend a ton of money. I mean, look, girl, I'm realistic about what I can do. If I spend a lot of money, yes, girl, I expect you to send me a present. Okay? But... And again, those presents that Louis Vuitton was sending in December, they were so extravagant, honey. They were for the top spenders. So it means you're not a top spender. And I know that's hard. Don't worry. I'm not either. So I'm not triggered. Okay. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. God bless you all. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.